Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Novelist. The road ahead. The summer came to an end, and Dan faced a difficult something or other. Alright, so back in action with the Novelist here. Let's see what we got. Anything that's new.
By the time you get this, we'll be on our way home, so don't write me back here.
It's hard to believe the summer's almost over. So much has happened. The show, getting used to life up here, painting more than I have in years. Losing Grandma Joe, figuring out where Dan and I are. Part of me doesn't want to leave, but I know it's time. They say you can't go home again. I think I know what that means now. I don't have it in me to explain everything here, but things will never be the same. I don't even know what home I'm going back to. The only thing I do know is that I'm ready to start painting again. For real, like I did before Tammy. Or like I did before Tommy. That was weird for a minute. I'm scared and excited and nervous all at the same time. I just wish I knew how we were going to make it work. I hope this finds you well. Yours, Linda. Yeah, it looks like we're coming up toward an end to this this series, and unfortunately, I don't know if I've made some good choices or not. Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan, after additional consideration, I'd like to augment my recommendation. I believe that the best course of action for Tommy's development will be continued tutoring throughout the school year. It will be important to coordinate with his teachers and make sure the lessons are aligned, as before encouragement from both of you is critical component. Mr. Kaplan, I have observed that Tommy looks to you as in particular for validation, which I believe comes from a connection he's made with your profession. If at all possible, you should be part of his tutoring, although Mrs. Kaplan is more than capable of aiding him as well. I hope I haven't overstepped my bounds by contacting you, but Tommy is a bright boy, and I think with the proper support, he can not only catch up, but excel. I understand you'll be leaving town shortly, but please don't hesitate to contact me by phone during the school year if I can be of help. Dr. Donald Samuels. Okay, so Tommy's apparently not doing too well still. School is fun if you know the words. Okay, let's check out your memories. Hello. There we go. Well, he's happy with Daddy. I did something right. From that perspective. I hate how upstairs, like, the sound is just like you were on that level.
What about my friends?
You didn't make any.
Didn't make new ones, buddy.
No. You didn't make any, son. Are you crazy?
Okay.
Linda, I'm pleased to meet you. Well, by letter anyway. I'm surprised we never met, considering how small the art community is, but from your letters it sounds like you may not have been as active as you'd liked for a few years. Regardless, I'm very excited to tell you more about our work here. At a high level, the program is simple. We're a collective of artists who use our work for the betterment of our city. We host fundraiser galleries, donate our works to charity auctions, and teach art classes. We offer both paid and unpaid courses, and all proceeds from the paid courses go to a local charity, usually the food bank. Our free courses are part of a pioneer program we've recently started where we provide a safe place for victims of violence, members of our local AA chapter, and even parolees trying to get back on their feet. The program's still in early stages, but we've been very pleased with the results. It's a very exciting time. Anyway, you'll find more details in the enclosed information packet. I'd love to talk to you about joining in person when you return to Laurenton. Rachel Pittman, founder of Art for All. Okay, so she wants to continue doing artsy stuff. I get it. I get it. Is this the same one? Visiting artist, yeah, it's the same one that's been there for a couple weeks. Just cruise on up here, see if we can find any of more Tommy's stuff. Picture. Okay. Excuse me. Tommy's thoughts to know what he wants. So we got in that. The bathrooms have played no part in this game thus far. Are you sleeping, sir? What do you got going on here? Hardesty University, care of Thomas Castle. So is that the book? Is it done?
Paul, there were days when I thought this moment would never come. When I finish writing this, I'm going to pack everything up and drop the manuscript in the mail.
My palms are sweating just thinking about letting it all go. I had no idea how hard it would be to finish this one. It took everything I had, and it's hard to look back over the summer without laughing. To think the plan was to get away from everything and just focus on the book, but you can't get away from yourself. Life doesn't give you a damn about geography. I don't know when you'll get this, or where we'll be when you do, or what you'll think. I know what I think, but objectivity left the building months ago. Some days I think this is the one. Other days I have a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach that says my career is over. All I can do is drop this in the mail and hope. So he's done. None of these are anything to read, so let's see what he's got going on.
How long's the drive?
2 hours. We'd have to move.
Did he get a job offer? Get out. Get out of lamp.
It's impossible to get into a rhythm right now. This place was supposed to create some peace and quiet, but I almost never get 2 unbroken writing blocks
in the same day. I know I'll never get exactly the schedule I want. That's just a fact of life, but that doesn't make it easier to get good work done with everything else going on. Just got to figure out a way to push through. No other choice, really. This book isn't going to write itself. Okay, then. It's kind of strange. What's up, lady? Nothing in the bedroom. None here at the table.
I could even go full time if...
You can say it. If I got a real job.
What? You could go full time if he gets a real job? That doesn't make sense. Where is it? There we are.
We just put Tommy down, and then we watched Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
It was the one where the guy thinks the snake is in his stomach, under the sheets, and they spend the whole episode trying to figure out if he's right or not. Dan hates snakes, so we are both holding each other scared to death. It was great to have a normal evening again. We've been sticking to the 7 o'clock rule, and I can tell it's making a difference. We've started planning our days around making sure to be there, and we even have a new tradition where, when we sit down, we each tell the family the best thing that happened to us that day. It's a small thing, but sometimes the small things can make a big difference. So I can read her thoughts now. Wait. Would they understand? Send my second painting for the full-time application. So she's trying to get a full-time job. If she gets a full-time job, can't Dan just work on his book more? They'll have money coming in.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. Where you at, kid? There you are.
Okay.
Show my friends my new backpack at school.
Can't beat me.
If I don't choose your backpack, do you not go to school? I don't get it. Wait, what's this? Ms. Kaplan, we reached a decision and are pleased to offer you the position of Assistant Professor of Literature, or Mr. Kaplan. Oh! Assistant Professor of Literature. We have many applications for the position, and after careful review, we feel your history with the university and your status as a published author will give you a unique connection to our students. We apologize for the lateness of the decision, but administrative adjustments delayed our annual budget review, and the position was only recently approved for hire. Professor Strode will handle your course load until September 21st, at which point you will take over classes. We will provide temporary housing for you during this speedy transition, but need your answer as soon as possible. Your offer letter is enclosed. Please sign and return it at your earliest convenience. Okay, so that's that letter upstairs. He doesn't know what to do. Like, so she wants to send in... I mean, does her job pay? Just drop the envelope in the mail. What's it say, though? Yes or no? Huh? Tommy wants to go to school. She wants to take a job in art. He wants to take a job as a professor. I don't know if he wants to take a job as a professor, though. It means the family has to move. I would think he's finished the book. We don't know how it's done yet. She can start painting. to make money. The family doesn't have to move. Tommy still goes to school. Because if I choose her thing and his thing, I think they're going to end up living in 2 different areas. And that's not going to make a healthy home. I think what I'll do is I'm going to choose hers. And then Tommy's. And he can just... He's got a writing career. Might not be that good at it, but he's got a writing career. Let's do it. They won't have to turn down the offer from Hardesty. No compromises for this decision. Hold on. Let's go check out what happens if I try to choose the backpack. So there's no compromise here, huh? Okay, so selecting the backpack means that the Kaplans will stay in Laurenton, which will also let Linda work with art for all time. Art for all part-time. Dan will have to turn down the offer from Hardesty. There's no compromises. So wait a minute here. She either takes a full-time job. What's that do for Tommy, though? Selecting the envelope means that the Kaplans will move to Blairstown. Linda won't be able to work with art for all, and Tommy will have to start a new school. There's no compromise. So that's what he was talking about. What about all my friends? Not from here, but from home. Hold on. I thought hers was a full-time job. Canvas means that the Kaplans will stay in Laurenton, which will also let Tommy go back to his own school. We're doing it. There's no compromises for this one, so I don't know what else to do. I think the worst of the decisions from a normal standpoint would be for Dan to take that job. I mean, if I had pay scales going on or something, or where's the real passion? I mean, Tommy's little. He can easily make new friends. I know it might be a rough transition at first, but, I mean, we just took him away from everybody for the entire summer anyway. Can I still just go choose this anyway? No, you can't do anything with that, huh? If Daddy helps me. If Daddy helps you what? Well, Daddy will be around a lot now because Linda's going to have a job. He'll be able to help you while writing his book at home. Just trying to see if I missed anything in here. I don't think it matters anymore. What to do. Make a difference. Can I talk to her? Did I just tell her what she should do? Interesting. Dan realized that supporting his wife didn't mean completely giving up his right. Exactly. So he declined the professorship offer and started looking for a part-time job. Linda joined Art for All full-time. There we go. Where she blossomed as an artist. After a few months, she started her own workshop for recovering alcoholics, and she knew she'd found her calling. And then they killed her. Tommy was happy to see his friends on the first day of school, and although his schoolwork was still difficult, he was glad he didn't have to move. The stability of going to the same school was good for him, and his mother explained to him now how hard it had been for his father to turn down a new job. In his own way, Tommy understood. Dan could barely get the words out when he called Hardesty to decline the offer. He knew they wouldn't care about his reasons, and he turned the job down with full knowledge that he might never receive such an offer again. He would have to keep clawing his way forward, praying that the next advance check would come. His career depends on nothing but the quality of his work. And that's how the Kaplan's summer in the house on the cliff came to an end. It was much more than just a single season on the coast. Dan's choices there would come to define the rest of his life. Dan tried, but he couldn't get the final draft of his book into shape. It was never published, and he gave up writing completely. Whoops. He was devastated by the loss of not just his career, but his dream. He never recovered professionally or creatively, and he spent the rest of his life bouncing between jobs he could barely tell apart. Whoops. Sorry, Dan. My bad. When they left the house, Dan and Linda's love was deeper than it ever had been. They spent the rest of their lives in an endless honeymoon, traveling and embracing life in a way that few couples ever do. They grew old together, always secure in a deep love that carried them through whatever life handed them. Okay, so that worked out okay. And by summer's end, Tommy was a new child. He returned to school full of joy and became one of the most popular kids in his class. Though unlike most of his cool kids, he remained friendly and grounded. By high school, he began getting national attention for his drawing ability, and after going to one of the most prestigious art schools in America, he became an award-winning graphic novelist beloved by his fans, friends, and family alike. Yeah, I shaped Tommy up. It's all me, baby. Dan would look back at the summer from time to time and wonder why he had made the choices he had. He never quite shook the feeling that the voice in his head had been more than just a voice, and in a quiet moment, he even imagined that he had been a character in someone else's novel. At times, he was almost sure of it. Very nice. The end. One way to play the Novelist. Now, the thing about this game is you guys can all pick up this game and do things completely differently. And good Lord, that's loud. We're going to stop this, especially because I don't want, like, some copyright claims coming against that music, so I'm not sure what it is. But the thing is, you guys can go pick up this game and play in any form you want. Every choice that you make affects the next chapter in a different way. I'm tempted to go through myself and play it again and just making like the worst choices I possibly could for people just to see where that progresses the game. It's something I'm thinking about doing on my own, so we'll see. But anyways, the game itself, great concept. I really liked it. It does get slightly repetitive, I will say that, because you're in the same house looking at the same things over and over and over again. But that's okay because obviously the content is different and I'd like to see how it shifts. So this game, I would highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun to play and think of the moral dilemmas that you have to choose. So I really urge you guys to go play it, check it out. Make your own moral decisions, moral dilemmas. Let me know some of the random outcomes that you've come up with and you've seen. Like, if there's an ending, like my ending seems pretty good. I'm sure there's an ending where you could basically make Dan and Linda split up and Tommy grows up to be like an alcoholic and all this stuff. I'm sure that there's a way to do that. But either way, thanks for watching, guys. This concludes The Novelist. Stay tuned for my next series.